Good evening, friends. It's an amazing evening. I'm just taking a soft walk around my property, but I'm on the outside part. One thing I want to tell those who are thinking about moving to Africa is land softly. This is one of the greatest pieces of advice I got from a returnee who's moved to Kenya. He's a medical doctor, trained in Germany, incredibly wise guy. And we connect. He teaches me so much. But one of the things I've learned from him is that if you've been gone for a long time, or if you're new to Africa, we say land softly. Well, that means don't come in and ruffle feathers right away. You're going to find some things that are incredible, but you're also going to find some things that are really annoying. And let me show you a few of them. If you turn around, this property, look at the barbed wire. I want you just to take a look and see the barbed wire and see what's going on. And then I explain to you why this is the case. So take a look at all this barbed wire. So the problem we have here is that, and this is part of our property, is that our neighbors are really wonderful. They hang their clothes on the fence. And you can imagine wet clothes on barbed wire, blankets and all that. It has completely destroyed that fence. Is it annoying? Certainly. But do I have to get into all that? It's not the end of the world. A second thing that I also found annoying, and I'll turn around and show you again. This is right outside my home. My neighbor is over there. I have a neighbor here, and our home is right over there. So this piece of property here, we typically plant just corn. We've got bananas. We've got poi. We've got a bunch of things going on here. But when I bought this property, I found two coffee trees. See this one right lying here? This one here is a coffee tree. And these are coffee beans. For those of you who drink coffee and have no idea where coffee comes from, this is what coffee looks like on a stick. These are coffee beans. So I had two of them. There was this one right here, and then there was this one over there. So unfortunately, my workers who are helping me clean up this place ended up cutting those trees. I was really pissed. People who live in diaspora hate anybody cutting trees. However small it is, don't cut trees. Do whatever you have to. I would even rather build around a tree than cut it. But they've already cut it, and do I have to make a big deal of it? No. Land softly, folks. If you're running into our channel for the first time, I'm Wonodede. I'm in Kisumu, Karateng in Western Kenya. And I'm a Kenyan American who, of course, is coming back to this amazing place. And as I do that, I walk with people who are on the same journey, those who are looking forward to returning. And by the way, I don't know if you can see, so back there is my grandmother's home, that home right there. And then my folks' home is right across. So most of our relatives live close by. Some of the perks of living in your ancestral place. So anyway, folks, let me open the gate first, then we can continue the conversation. Anyway, folks, I'm already inside my home. So as I was saying, the advice my friend gave me was that when you come back home, if you've been gone for a long time, or if you're new to Africa, they say land softly. Meaning when you arrive, you're going to find a lot of things you like, you're going to find a lot of things you don't like. Don't jump in and by day 2, you're already fighting people and you're trying to point out what's wrong and what's right. That'll put you in a very bad spot for the most part. Take your time, learn how people operate at home. You can make changes, but be very thoughtful how you do it. But first of all, understand why people do things the way they're doing. Like for example, my neighbor who is exceptionally nice, I have one of the best neighbors. They hang their clothes on my fence down there, and it's completely destroyed that fence. Economically, things are not the same, and I realized to them they don't see it as something that is destructive. I know they could tie their own lines, and that will cost money. And honestly, I know financially they're in a tough spot. So while something like that is messing up my fence, I know not to make a big deal out of it. That woman is like one of the nicest neighbors. One of the few people that stood with me at a time when I needed my neighbors the most. And by that I mean, I had people around me, but the way she stood with me, I can never forget when I lost my siblings. She's one of the few people that sat with my parents the entire time. And so there are people that I learned to cut slack. It's not a big deal. Yeah, the fence is messed up, but it's not like the world is ending. Like the trees that are cut. I'm really disappointed because coffee trees are very rare nowadays, especially in our village here. There's some villages that are common with that. But for me, these were sentimental things. It's not anything financial. My grandma used to have coffee trees back in the 80s and 90s. And some of these are the ones that are left here. And so for me, I still have that sentimental attachment to coffee trees around the village. So economically, it doesn't affect me one way or the other. It's just sentimental. So I'm paced, but I'm not going to raise hell with my workers just because of that. So learn to pick your battles. There are some things that legitimately are going to be annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Just let it go. But there's some key things that you have to set boundary on. And because if you don't have boundaries, you're going to have a very hard time living in the village. In fact, one of the top reasons people end up coming to Africa and living is lack of boundaries, letting people run over you, messing you up financially, interfering in the property. Because in the village, people will test you. We have very nice neighbors, and it's not because people are bad. It just so happened that the way we think about property in the West is not the same as the way people see it here. If you have land that is not fenced, people will just walk through it. In the West, that is trespassing. At home here, honestly, the word trespassing is still relatively foreign unless it is somebody who is actually taking your property. So people just walking through may not be a big deal. Like I have some land about 10 minutes from here. I fenced it off and then I left for Long Beach. When I came back, I found that one of the neighbors actually cut through the fence, dug through the land, and put a water pipe because they needed water from across the property into theirs on the other side. So they cut into my fence, dug a trench, put their water line through my fence, and they moved on. Didn't even care to ask whether that was okay. Now, something like that is major. Because I could as well just come and cut those lines and throw them out. And some of those neighbors down there actually break the fence and bring their animals in there. So when you have land that is just fenced with nothing else going on, it's very easy for people to take liberties with your piece of property. And those are the places where I draw boundaries. I had another piece of land with the trees, the kind that I've shown you, where some neighbors would just come in and just cut my trees. Again, there are some people, of course not all, most villages are very nice, but there's some villages who have no sense of boundaries. And that is where you set your boundaries. But you cannot be fighting over every single thing. Sometimes I just let my gate open and my neighbor's kids come in, because like even when my kids are not here, I would open the small gate and the neighbor's kids would come in and they would jump on the trampoline. The kids are having a good time. That's okay. The problem with that is that sometimes they begin to extend those boundaries. Next thing you know, they're into things they're not supposed to be getting into. So boundaries. I welcome my neighbor's kids. They come here, they play, and as you've seen, I've got fruit trees all over. The kids will eat the fruits because this is for all of us. There's no way we would eat all of this by ourselves. So I let the neighbor's kids come in and eat that. However, bounded. They only do that when I'm home. So my workers know not to let people in when I'm not there. So I'm the only one who lets the kids in here because then I can supervise. And so in America, we'd worry about what if something happens to somebody's child. In the village here, there's nothing like that. The kids would come, play, and go home. So, like I said, land softly. There are some things we are going to change. There are some things we are not going to change. But in the process, don't take everything to your heart. They say you put your problems in your lungs so you can breathe them down. If you put problems in your heart, they will keep just circulating around your body from your head to your toes and all that. Put them in your lungs. You can breathe them out. But if you put these village problems in your heart, you're going to be stressed. You will not enjoy the village. So the village is wonderful, but land softly. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next. Bye.